Nigeria and Australia this Monday in Abuja held bilateral talks aimed at deepening the existing political, economic, scientific, technical and cultural cooperation between the two countries. The High Commissioners to each other's countries led their countries' delegations to the talks, which also touched on security cooperation. Clevy TV's Margaret Mary Aigbe has details.
Other issues discussed on the agenda of the talks included mining, trade and investment, and cooperation within the framework of the United Nations Human Rights Council. Nigerian High Commissioner to Australia, Ambassador Bello Kauzaure Hussaini said Nigeria has lots of potentials and that this year's bilateral talks would be focused on 4 different sectors, namely ICT, housing, agricultural, works and health.
The 2018 one, we dedicated ourselves on mining. But this time around, we took 4 sectors. ICT, housing, agriculture, and works. Yes, and health. These are the 4 sectors we really invited both Nigerians stakeholders and Australian stakeholders. And right away, the feedback I personally am receiving is very encouraging.
On his part, the Australian High Commissioner to Nigeria, Ambassador Claire Ireland, said Australia has focused on mining and educational sector and are very keen to continue supporting Nigeria.
Australia has a very modest but focused relationship here in Nigeria, and we really focus on the mining and education sectors in terms of bilateral engagement. So I'm working very closely with the High Commissioner based in Canberra to really strengthen the mining sector particularly and our educational ties. I think there's a lot of opportunities much further in terms of agriculture. That's certainly an area I think we're keen to explore down the road. But right now I think we're very keen to kind of continue supporting Nigeria's kind of priority to diversify the economy, and the mining sector is one where we have a comparative advantage in terms of our strength, and that's where we're really looking forward to supporting.
Earlier, the Director of Regions in Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Ministry, Nora Abarimi, had restated Nigerians' readiness to partner with Australia to review and further deepen all aspects of their bilateral relations, which have been cordial and strong. He expressed the hope that the deliberations will bring more positive developments for both countries.
The essence of these talks is to review all aspects of our bilateral relations, which have been cordial and very strong. The essence is to deepen these relations and to take them to greater heights. So as we sit down to review all aspects of these relations and to exchange views on regional and international issues of mutual interest, namely political, economic, scientific, technical, cultural and security issues, it is hoped that these exchanges will be fun and sincere to the extent that we come out stronger.
In her own remarks, the First Assistant Secretary, Australian Department of Foreign Affairs Trade, Dr. Angela MacDonald, while welcoming the review of the bilateral relations between the two countries, appreciated Nigerians' condolences over the devastating bushfire disaster in her home country.
And so this is an opportunity to review that engagement and to consider how we can further strengthen the relationship and exchange views on our respective regions. May I express our appreciation and the appreciation of the Australian Government for the message of condolences for this summer's devastating bushfires, which were conveyed to our Prime Minister's office. We appreciate the outpouring of support. We've been very fortunate actually to have had some good solid rain in Australia over this weekend, which has extinguished many of those fires. The Australian people have really stepped up, including through the heroic efforts of our volunteer firefighters, and we're very proud of the efforts that they have made.
At the end of the talks, the two countries hope to reach agreements in mining, trade and investment and cooperation, expected to run shore up each other's economy. Margaret Mary Aigbe reporting for Clearview TV.